Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. The second part of the set that I started working on this week. I might do another hairstyle, no surprises here, but I found, or rather the AI put out something that I found really interesting, so I'm going to actually take my time and play around with that and make that one. But for this specific set, I currently didn't. I worked on the bottom clothing. You can see that my first idea was to give her some sort of crotch area armor, which I then decided not to have in there. You can see the finished model on the side, and if you skip to the very end, you will find the final render, which includes both pieces of the gear. The whole thing consists of multiple pieces. Currently I'm working on the belt. The basis for the pants, which are kind of, the pants is the Genesis to female full body suit that I made myself. So nothing special here. And I decided to go from there and make all the other pieces from scratch. First off, the belt. I did a few details on it. For example, the belt has these two slits in it, just to give it some more depth, to just add some more detail without overdoing it. And the belt clasp in itself is a really simple thing. I'm just playing around with shapes and forms currently. Basically just seeing how much detail can I work into an object so that it still is easy to handle, that it doesn't take too much, but that it is still something that is visually appealing, that is there, that is graspable, more or less. Right now I have removed the symmetry on the pants, so I'm working with an asymmetrical model, something you see me do from time to time, but in this case I just felt like doing this. Again, many of the ideas that I'm incorporating here are taken from the AI, but some of this is my own preference. For example, what I'm currently working on, the half skirt or the skirt, however you want to do it, the front open skirt, is something that I just really like visually. Originally I found these in a PC game called Knights of the Old Republic 2. I haven't played that game in quite some while, but I remember that the robes you found, you could find or make some specific robes from some weird Jedi orders, or not Jedi, but Force user orders. They had these really cool half skirts around them, like a battle skirt of some sort, and I really liked the style. I really liked the animation, the flow of them. So this is something that I am incorporating in my own work more often than not, actually. Many of the armors I did, when I did them myself, have these elements. Not all of them, but some of them have them. The Lots of Magic stuff didn't have it, but in this case I just felt like it fits. This is also that you see on the Armored Princess style stuff a lot. I'm currently working on one of the ornaments on the leg, mostly the extrusion tool here. I had to switch in between the world coordinates and the selection coordinates to actually make this work, to actually make this fit around the leg, and it is fitting relatively loose. As you can see, it's not really that close to the leg. Another headache that one gave me was the actual bump map, and I decided to go with a very standard bump map for this specific piece, because cutting this bump map would have cost a lot of time and yeah, needed a lot of energy. Overall, whole thing wasn't that complex actually. You can see that I'm doing the connection iteration on the side as usual, so the whole thing stays in relative shape. And to add to the asymmetry, the other leg got a kind of a plating. This is, we all know it, by no means any real armor, but it's rather, it is some visual detail that just opens up the whole model. The top of the model is very symmetrical except for the center piece with the jewel, so I decided to go for some asymmetrical pieces on the leg, just so it has something that just opens up the whole model. One big part of the whole thing was actually making the shoes or the boots that I'm currently working on. I thought about using a pre-made boot that I have. I have like a pre-made boot similar to the clothing that is loosely fits over the full body suit, but I decided I want to make the boot from scratch, mainly because I wanted to play around with the shape a bit. I wanted to see how long do I actually take to make the boot. For the other reason, I just wanted to play around with the shape, play around with the options, and importing an object always makes it much more difficult to work in hexagon, because it just doesn't really like that. It sometimes messes up the model, breaks the model if you do that, and I wanted to be able to work on this. So yeah, pretty simple. I used extrusion to fit this around the leg, and then extrusion again to fit it around the foot. And the whole thing wasn't, yeah, it was a bit more challenging than I thought, because I also wanted it to fit to fit, but to be like elegant and not too big, not too broad, not too dominant in the whole thing. I actually had to readjust the heel later on, so this is not in the video, but I had to basically readjust the heel because it's not parallel to the leg, it's just a bit angled, so it looks, at first it looked weird, so I had to just retouch it, but it wasn't that bit of a problem. Yeah, the shapes I just did on the band just to open up the whole shape a bit more. Again, with this part where I fit in the jewel, this is just to shake up the whole thing, not make it too monotone without adding too much detail to it actually. So that the whole thing is still fitting, is still in style, but it has some detail. One thing that I learned recently is you can copy paste textures. So what I basically could do is load in the top that I made on Wednesday, and then copy paste all the textures over to this one, which helped a lot because this, for one, saved some time, and for other, it made the whole thing very congruent in its style. It's the same style, it's the same materials, it looks the same, which makes it feel more in line with the first part that I did. So yeah, this helped a lot. Just right click on the texture on the surface in the editor, and you can then copy selected surfaces and paste selected surfaces. Neat little trick I learned. I will yeah. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the whole thing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.